A colossal Saturday in the SEC starts in Columbia, Missouri, where the home team Tigers are feeling really good after back-to-back wins, ready to face a Kentucky Wildcats team desperate to get back to winning ways. You look at these two teams on paper, it's like seeing double, eerily similar numbers, which means this one has all the makings of a close, competitive game. No better way to start a huge day in the SEC as we welcome you to SEC football presented by Allstate. Hi everybody, alongside Dustin Fox, I'm Jay Alter. We'll be joined by Lauren Sisler in just a moment. Dustin, let's start with Kentucky. This is a Wildcats team. They come in battered and bruised after that game against Tennessee. How do they bounce back today?
Well, that could have happened to anybody. They're facing the #1 team in the country. Will Levis had a really rough game. He said to us they want to burn that tape and get back on track today. Listen, it's going to be tough against this stingy Missouri defense. Look, not all interceptions are the same. Not every single one was on him last week, but when you're getting down in a ball game, you lose 44-6. Sometimes you just try to compete, you force throws, and that's what happened against the Volunteers last week.
Battling injuries as well, left shoulder still bothering him, a turf toe in his foot, and yet he says no excuses. I've got to play better. It's going to be tough to do because he's facing a Missouri defense that's been outstanding this season.
Yeah, they really have. Blake Baker's done a terrific job with the Tigers defense. They talk about it every single day here at Missouri. This defense is nearly top 10 in every statistical category in the country, and they've got the havoc rule. 25% of their plays, they want to have a TFL, a sack, a takeaway, or a PBU. And Jay, last weekend in their victory over South Carolina, they were at 28%, and they've done that multiple times this season in their SEC wins.
And all that success has resulted in some contract extensions here at Columbia. Even this morning, head coach Eli Drinkwitz, he gets a 2-year extension through 2027. This after defensive coordinator Blake Baker got an extension for 2 years on Thursday, Lauren.
Yeah, and Blake Baker obviously only been here for a year, but Coach Drinkwitz said we got to lock it down. We got to prove to Blake Baker what we're about here at Mizzou and do everything we can and make the best situation to keep him. But these conversations happened long before this week. Coach Drinkwitz said he went to the administration when they were just 2-4 and said, we've got to make this a priority. We've got to help this defense as they continue to get their footing and continue to find this stability. He has so much belief in Baker and belief in this defense, and really this is the stability they've been looking for the last few years, and now they get it with their defensive coordinator and their head coach. 2 for 1, baby.
Blake Baker's defense has held all 5 SEC opponents under 27 points. Georgia scored the most at 26. We've got a windy day here in Columbia, gusts blowing more than 20 miles per hour. Could be up to 40 over the course of this afternoon in Missouri. Kentucky won the toss, decided to defer, so the white and blue will kick it away.
That was gorgeous here yesterday afternoon, Jay. The weather took a little bit of a turn overnight.
Yeah, rained overnight. It's brought some cold weather. This is football weather in the SEC in November. As we get our first look at Brady Cook in this Missouri offense, the sophomore out of St. Louis. He's coming off his best performance of the season, got a win on the road against a top 25 team, committed no turnovers while doing it.
Well, and that's the key really for this offense. It's all about the turnovers. He's got to be better. You see the 7 interceptions on the season. He's a smart kid. He is developing, and they really like his moxie, but the turnovers, and he's got to be better in making decisions on 3rd down specifically.
Cody Schrader in the backfield. They go to the passing game on 1st down.
Well, that's Burden. He just gets tripped up by the turf. It was a little bit of a drizzle before the game, Jay. Turf could be a little slippery out there.
Burden, 5-star wide receiver, kept him home in Missouri, Under Armour All-American a year ago. They want to get him the ball more. They do that on the opening play. Nothing doing, though. This time they go to Schrader. That's a tackle for loss. Kentucky shot out of a cannon to start this game. Trevin Wallace forces a 3rd and long.
Well, Trevin Wallace is unblocked on this play, coming from the right side. just comes completely unblocked and makes the stop in the backfield for a TFL, forcing Mizzou into a 3rd and long early in the game.
This is exactly what head coach and play caller Eli Drinkwitz is trying to avoid against a stout Kentucky defense. 3rd and long. Gonna have to get to the 35 to keep this drive alive. Cook under duress, got rid of it, jacked up in the backfield again. Keaton Wade laid the lumber on Cody Schrader. What a start to this game for Kentucky defensively.
It's a really good job by the defense staying at home and playing the screen to a T. Ox, he's the one that gets the pressure. Keaton Wade does a really good job getting off a block. He feels the screen. And boy, a heck of a start for the Cats defense.
You know, and everybody after they gave up 44 to Tennessee forgot what a good defense this Kentucky team has. They're still 3rd in the SEC in defense. Flag on the punt. Tavion Robinson wrapped up at the 40 as we await our first penalty of the afternoon. Let's hear from Steve Marlowe for the first time. So here comes Will Levis of the Kentucky offense. Even after a disappointing day last week against Tennessee, Mel Kiper, the expert on Thursday, updated his big board. He's got Levis 4th overall, 2nd quarterback in the class.
Yeah, I talked to multiple folks in the National Football League this week, Jay, and all of them reiterated that that game does not affect his draft stock at all.
Levis play action on 1st down, takes a shot, right on the money, it's caught. Barion Brown, the freshman, broke free on a play action, and that's the Kentucky spark they needed offensively. Goes for 39.
Yeah, Joseph Charleston's going to be in coverage here on this little wheel route as they run kind of the window dressing. They do a lot of that motion and shifting before the snap, and it's a beautiful throw. That's a dime drop by Will Levis to start this game, and that's exactly what this Cats offense needs. A confidence-building play to start the ball game.
Mel Kiper backed him up after the tough performance against Tennessee, and he delivers on his first throw of the game. Already into Mizzou territory. That one's incomplete. Miscommunication with Dane Key, another fellow freshman in this young wide receiver core for Kentucky.
Yeah, they've got 2 really talented, young, as you said, freshman wide receivers. Both Brown and Key are going to see a lot of action today. The problem is, and the key there is, they're really young, raw, but both have the potential to be legitimate NFL-type wide receivers. Here's a look at the freshman duo for the Wildcats.
Joined by Tavion Robinson, who stands in the slot. All wide receivers on the far side of the field. They run it to the near side. No room to run. Chris Rodriguez's first carry of the game. Loss of 1. Chad Bailey broke through to make the stop.
Terrific recognition by Bailey. And we're talking about the habit. That's a TFL for Chad Bailey. And this Tigers defense coming from the backside. He feels it. 33. Back finally healthy now for the Mizzou defense.
3rd and 11. Levis under pressure, steps up, throws a strike for a 1st down. Great job navigating the pocket to move the sticks to the tight end, Jordan Dingle.
Well, and that's kind of been an issue for the Kentucky Wildcats offense this season. It's been protection, right? And with the limited mobility of Levis, he's got to get rid of the football quick, but on this play, he looks like an NFL-type quarterback. Seriously, great footwork in the pocket, stepping up and delivering the football.
Great catch by Dingle, too.
Great concentration by Dingle.
Mark Stoops really likes his tight ends, a great asset to this offense. Wildcats in the red zone on their first drive of the afternoon. Go to the ground game. Rodriguez turns the corner, gets to the 5, bounced out of bounds. Another first down for Kentucky, 1st and goal from the 5.
Just a simple counter play where Tayshawn Manning, the right guard, is going to pull around, and you'll see Big 79. He's going to get the block and sort of lead the way here for Rodriguez for an easy first down run.
Levis goes under center. 1st and goal. Rodriguez behind him. Gets the carry. Tried to keep pushing the pile, but ran into a black and gold wall. Christian Williams plugging the gap.
Christian Williams has been Mr. Consistent at the defensive tackle position for this Missouri Tigers defense all year. Does everything the coaches ask. But really, this defensive line, the depth they've got, and really they've been healthy all year too. One of the best in the SEC.
Big test for them here, trying to keep Kentucky out of the end zone. Levis surveys the field, down he goes! Missouri dials up a huge sack on 2nd and goal. George shot in there.
George off the right side, the right defensive tackle just comes in and beats Manning. Now they're gonna go quick.
To the end zone, caught! Kentucky touchdown on a 3rd and goal. Levis picks out Dane Key.
I love the decision for the Cats to go quick there. They know it's going to be a 3rd down. They get up to the line of scrimmage. It puts a little pressure on Missouri, doesn't allow them time to get set. And what a throw to Dane Key. It's Rakestraw who's in coverage, one of the better corners here for Missouri. And the freshman comes through with his 4th touchdown reception of the year.
For everybody this week coming off that Tennessee game, questioning Will Levis in Kentucky. What an answer. 8-play, 71-yard drive to open the scoring. And right after taking the sack, Levis shrugs it off with a great throw.
Well, how do you respond when you lose 44-6 to the #1 team in the country? How about an opening drive touchdown? Dane Key, the freshman, has the Cats on top, 7-0 from the Zoo.
An impressive start to this game for Kentucky. The defense forces a 3 and out, and then Will Levis and the Wildcats offense take it 71-yard drive for a touchdown. Can't script it any better, Dustin.
No, and listen, you can see why the NFL scouts love Will Levis. Obviously, his running ability is a big part of his game. He's limited with that turf toe. But boy, when you give him time, you can just see his accuracy and poise from the pocket.
This is a Wildcats team that had a terrific start to the season. They were 4-0, up to number 7 in the poll. Highest ever ranking in program history. People thought they'd challenge Georgia in the SEC East, but instead they've lost 3 of 4, fallen out of the top 25 for the first time this season. Today was a pivotal game. What Kentucky team is going to show up today for Mark Stoops? And certainly early in this game, Dustin, the answer is defense forces a 3 and out, and then offense goes down the field and scores a touchdown.
Yeah, Will Levis is a resilient kid, and you can see he responded to start the game.
Throwing on first down again, that time completed. Brady Cook to Luther Burden for a gain of 8. After the Missouri offense lost 7 on the opening drive.
I think that's going to be the challenge here for this Missouri offense. Can you find a way to get the football in the hands of your playmakers? They've got 2 of the best wide receivers in the SEC with Lovett and Burden, both now healthy from a few weeks back.
Empty set for Brady Cook. Quick trigger again, throwing out to the flat, needing 2 to move the sticks. And they get 3. That's a first down for Missouri. Interesting, Dustin, they've gone to the passing attack. Burden already targeted 3 times early in this game.
Yeah, I like it. I think you have to try, like I said, the previous play, get the ball into Lovett and Burden's hands. And remember, that is going to be a challenge. Kentucky, they don't allow big plays over the top. They've got 2 excellent corners in Valentine and Smith. Both guys, I think, have a chance to play at the next level. So that'll be kind of the matchup to watch as we go.
High snap brought down, put into the belly of Schrader, burst of speed for a first down all the way to Kentucky territory, gain of 18.
Well, that's a way to get the ground game going with Schrader right up the middle, a little hesitation, it's a counter play, and they're gonna pull. That's Connor Wood, the right tackle, opens up the hole for Schrader.
Nice pocket. Cook steps up, delivers a strike over to the near sideline. Gain of 9. Barrett Bannister tiptoe in. And Missouri really doing a nice job moving the football on this drive.
Mr. Reliable, that's the security blanket in this offense. Bannister's been here for what feels like forever, in his 6th season with the Tigers.
Cook 5 for 5. They're keeping it very manageable. All short yardage stuff.
Well, that's what Kentucky will do. Play everything from top down. Do not want to get beat over the top.
Another big hole opening up for Schrader. Everything working for the Tigers. What a response this is after going 3 and out on their first drive.
That's that outside zone blocking scheme that they love. Eli Drinkowitz says this is their bread and butter. When they get this going, their offense really gets humming, and there are 2 nice runs by Schrader on this drive, and the offensive line getting a little bit of a push.
Moving the sticks again, but they'll be backed up for a false start here.
It's Connor Wood, the right tackle. Just had a nice block on that last Schrader run.
Backed up to the 31 after the false start penalty. Love it in motion. Instead, they go to Schrader, and he's bottled up at the line of scrimmage.
J.J. Weaver does a really good job following his keys, staying at home. Weaver, one of the best players on this defense, and really they need him to play big in this game, Jay. Both Jaquez Jones, DeAndre Square not playing this game. So they need these linebackers to step up, Weaver being a big one.
Throwing out to the flat, Schrader driven backward immediately after he caught it. Loss of 2. This sets up a 3rd and 15. After Missouri had all the momentum, they were stringing positive plays together.
Well, in that penalty, once they got the first down inside the 30-yard line, backed them up at 1st and 15. This offense is not built to play in those long yardage situations, and now here you're just trying to get yourself in position to potentially have an opportunity at a field goal with Mevis.
Well, you certainly have a capable kicker. Harrison Mevis, 8 of 9 this year from 40 yards plus. Cook set to throw on 3rd and 15, checks it down, and it's dropped. Tage Butts missed an easy catch there, and now a decision to be made. They will send Harrison Mevis out.
Yeah, they do a good job playing cover 2, covering everything up, forcing everything, again, into the flat, and a little bit of trash talk there from Valentine after the play.
49-yard kick for Harrison Mevis, who's been excellent from long-range attempts this season. 8 of 9 from 40 plus. Swings his leg through it, drives it. Waiting for the signal, and it's good. Well, the officials are talking with Mark Stoops. Mark Stoops, there's some confusion over the Kentucky sideline.
No, they're going to say the kick's no good, but here's what was happening. Prior to the snap, Jay, there were about 4 Kentucky defenders running off the field. There was confusion, and I do think you're right. It appears like Kentucky called timeout prior to the snap, which would be huge. It'd allow Mevis another opportunity.
Yeah, so a timeout was taken by Kentucky before the snap. The kick was no good. So instead of Kentucky football, a timeout was taken, and Missouri will get another look at this. Confusion for Kentucky, and it might bite them. A huge day in the SEC starts on SEC Network. Kentucky leading Missouri 7-0. Dustin Fox, Lawrence Sisler, Jay Alter with you. Mark Stoops in Kentucky. Huge confusion before a 49-yard field goal attempt.
Well, here's what it was. There was 12 guys on the field. And Coach Stoops was trying to get the players off the field and then calls timeout. But again, they go back and review it. 12 guys is going to be a 5-yard penalty. Now Mevis gets the kick. What's going to be a 49-yard attempt is now a 44.
So even if Stoops does not call that timeout,
it's a flag.
It would have been a flag re-kick. So the timeout isn't as costly as you thought it once was. He was going to re-kick this thing either way.
And they keep their timeout.
Because of the review, Mark Stoops gets his timeout back. Levis gets to move 5 yards in. So now Mevis from 44 instead of 49. And it pays off. The extra 5 yards straight through, and Missouri's on the board.
Yeah, that big sequence there could prove costly in a game where I think points could be at a premium. Mevis gets another opportunity, puts that one right through, and here's your thicker kicker.
Yeah, been a busy week for Harrison Mevis. Decided to go to the United States Patent and Trademark Office and file some copyright for thicker kicker. I mean, he clocks in at 5'11", 243, and then Money Mevis. Now, he wasn't so money on the first attempt, but thanks to 12 men on the field, he was certainly money on that second one.
And of course, he gets that nickname, Money Mevis, from Martez Manuel. I know Lauren was chatting with Mevis prior to the game and having some fun with him on the field.
The squib kick goes out of bounds.
That's the thought there. Goodness, that's a mistake. Going to give Kentucky excellent field position here.
Ball at the 40. Let's check in to the SEC studio.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team number 90.
All right, guys, thank you much. Let's update what's going on with Florida and Texas A&M. Devon Achane finishing up A&M's first drive into the end zone. Aggies shorthanded, including quarterback Connor Wigman, the freshman. The flu going around, guys.
Never good when the flu's costing you players in November. Costly losses of that Texas A&M Florida game. Will keep you updated. This is a big day in the SEC, Dustin. I mean, this is kind of your starter, if you will, here at noon. Then you go to the main course,
this is your
Georgia
appetizer.
and Tennessee, and then dessert, Alabama and LSU.
I got to say, I'm a big appetizer guy, though, and I'm looking forward to this ball game. It's going to be a close one. I think both teams you talked about in the Open, Jay, mirror images of each other.
2nd and 6. Levis out to the flat. Room to run. Brown wrapped up. This will bring up 3rd and 3. And also on SEC Network, Liberty and Arkansas coming up after us. South Carolina, Vanderbilt, the nightcap. A November Saturday in the SEC. So many games you want to be dialed into today.
Fired up here at the Zoo on a big 3rd down here. As Kentucky started this with great field position, this would be a big stop for the Tigers.
Need to get the ball to the 45 to keep the play alive, and they do. Into Missouri territory. Jordan Dingle again. Levis has gone to the redshirt freshman twice on 3rd down to move the chains, and he's delivered.
Well, you got a corner, Chris Abrams Drain, 14, matched up on Dingle. And he just runs a nice little out or an in a cut about 10 yards. And the ball delivered on the money. This is a mismatch because you got a bigger target on an undersized corner, 5'11", 178 pounds, going up against a 6'4", 240-pound tight end.
Rodriguez on first down. He's stuffed. Both of these teams, Dustin, do a great job in run defense.
They really do. I mean, you talk about, you know, being top 10 against the rush and the pass. This Missouri defense, you know, they're only giving up 114 yards on the ground, 195 through the air. Talked about it, Blake Baker doing a terrific job, earned that contract extension yesterday. And trying to create some stability here in Columbia.
You know, the backbone of this program right now in Missouri is the defense. Blake Baker's defense trying to get off the field. Easier said than done against Will Levis. Incomplete there. Tried to pick out Barion Brown. Flag comes in. This is going against the defense.
Second time they've gone against Chris Abrams Drain, and this time they're going to get him for, I believe, pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense number 14. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
You see the hold. Drain right here. Just kind of a little bit of stutter step, double move, and that little tug just enough to create the separation and cause the flag.
You're a defensive back, so you're going to probably say there's never a good penalty, but that penalty saves a touchdown. He was beat.
That's accurate. So keeps the drive alive, though, but you're right. Does save him 6 points.
Cavassier Smoke, his first carry of the afternoon, goes for nothing. Two defensive tackles, Christian Williams and Reelis George, that have been disruptive all first quarter long. Levis on 2nd and 10, gets rid of it quickly, incomplete, bounced right in front of DeKel Crowdis. 3rd and 10 upcoming.
And again, this is a situation where Will Levis, if he were healthy, you would be concerned about his ability to take off and run. That's not the case today. If I'm Missouri, I'm bringing that pressure. They always talk about the prowler package on 3rd down, Jay. They're going to bring in 3 defensive line, 2 linebackers, go 6 DBs, and create a lot of confusion at the line of scrimmage.
Conservative play call. They run it on 3rd and 10. Stood up at the line of scrimmage.
That's the second big stop on this play by Tyron Hopper, the linebacker, number 8. He's a fun player to watch. We had a chance to see him earlier this year against Florida. And now Kentucky's going to have to try a field goal attempt here. Just look at all these guys. And you've got 6 guys all around the line of scrimmage, but only 2 on the line of scrimmage. That creates confusion for that offensive line.
So Matt Ruffalo on for the 43-yard field goal attempt. After a very conservative 3rd and 10 play call where they decided to rush it. No good! Ruffalo pulled it. And Missouri gets off the field unscathed.
Well, you called it, partner. The pass interference call on Chris Abrams' Drain, which may have saved a touchdown, saves them. Their defense then bails them out. Missed kick. Now Missouri's going to get the football with an opportunity to swing things back in their favor.
Columbia, Missouri, and I don't think there's going to be much offense to heat these two teams up today. Dustin Fox, Lawrence Sisler, Jay Alter with you. The defense for both of these teams, the story early, Dustin, and now it's what offense is going to capitalize on the defense making stops. Great opportunity for Brady Cook after his defense got Kentucky off the field, a missed field goal. Luther Burden in the run game for the first time today. Could not turn the corner, only gained 1.
You can see the concerted effort to try and get the ball in the hands of Luther Burden on the outside, whether it be passes, swing passes, reverses. They just want to get him on the perimeter. And listen, give Kentucky a lot of credit so far. They've done a good job extending those plays to the outside and making stops.
Cook running it for the first time today. Stopped at the 30, sets up a 3rd and manageable.
Cook can run it now. I mean, he's got some wheels. We saw that a little bit against South Carolina a week ago. He's rushed for 215 yards on the year and a few touchdowns. So that's an element of this offense we'll see them utilize here in the first half.
Missouri 0 for 2 on 3rd down to start this game. Trying to move the chains here. Good pocket, Cook. Incomplete. Trying to go over the middle to Barrett Bannister. Great coverage from Kentucky. And that'll force a punt. Andrew Phillips.
Boy, Phillips is all over this play as they're trying to get the football to Bannister. It's a difficult throw. Good protection. Steps up in there. You try to force this in between 3 defenders. And excellent coverage by Andrew Phillips, the third cornerback who plays in this secondary for the Wildcats.
Spoke with Carrington Valentine this week, fellow defensive back for Kentucky. He said Phillips most underrated player on the team. Big play there. Stonehouse punts it away.
Caught up in the wind, I think, a little bit. Yeah,
we got 21-mile-an-hour winds. That got caught up and way short. Only a 23-yard punt. Let's check into the studio with Doug.
Yeah, guys, we call this the Dustin Fox alert here. Look out. It's one of these things that's not going to last, but it's kind of fun to see. Evan Hull, touchdown. Northwestern strikes first against Ohio State. 7-zip in Evanston, and it's windy, guys.
Thank you, Dari. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Dustin Fox, national champion with the Buckeyes. People in Columbus, Ohio think that could be another national championship year. Got to beat Northwestern, though. Can't look ahead.
Got to get by the Wildcats first in Evanston.
A Northwestern team that has not won since week 0. Here's Will Levis. They don't want him to run, but he does here because he can get out of bounds. That was a big point of emphasis this week, talking with all the coaches. Will himself is, with all the injuries he's dealing with, and now some pushing and shoving over on the sideline of Kentucky. Extremely heated at the end of this first quarter. Trajan Jeffcoat went right into Levis, and the Wildcats did not like that. Can't go after the star quarterback.
Boy, there is a lot of pushing, shoving. I'm not sure if we saw some punches thrown. These two teams, Jay, do not like one another. And there's evidence of it right there.
Some fireworks to finish the first quarter.
After all that, did we see any flags?
Oh, yeah.
How many?
About 45 flags.
Okay, all I saw was blue and white.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a lot for the officials to try and figure out.
I was just trying to see who was in the scrum.
About every single Kentucky player.
Well, okay, now, because we got hats gone too.
So Trajan Jeffcoat puts a little push on Levis. When does this thing take off? Right there.
It's like it was 24 who comes in there. I don't think that was Rodriguez. I think that's the defensive back for Kentucky, Elijah Reed. There's a lot to unpack there.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 90, Missouri, was first of the game. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed at the end of the run First down.
So after all that, it goes against Missouri. What a finish to the first quarter. Heated rivals in the SEC East. Mark Stoops and Eli Drinkwitz trying to figure out with the officials during the break what just happened to end the first quarter. Look at number 90, Josh Landry. Everybody's pushing and shoving, but number 90 swings that arm, and that's going to force the officials.
I don't know if it was a punch.
No, he just moved the arm.
It was more of just a like shoulder shove, but the official was right there, and Eli's like, "You kidding me?"
Well, because there was a lot of people in that pile pushing and shoving, yet the only flag went against Landry, number 90. Puts Kentucky into Missouri territory to start this second quarter. Darius Robinson wraps up Chris Rodriguez. Let's check in with Lauren down on the sideline.
Yeah, I've got eyes on Landry right now, and he is one frustrated young man right now. He walked over to the bench here, threw his helmet down on his chair, kind of blew off some steam. Few words, choice words, so to speak. He's back on the sideline now, but it'll be interesting to see kind of how they handle this situation.
Well, these teams clearly do not like one another. This has become a bit of a rivalry here over the last decade.
2nd and 11. Levis in trouble. Can't escape. Down he goes. Huge response. Joseph Charleston, the safety, blitzed in. Forces a 3rd and long.
But this is the perfect play design. 28 Charleston comes unblocked, and Levis just absolutely does not see it. You can see the lack of mobility. He's lucky just to hang on to that football there. But a brilliant blitz call on 2nd down that's going to put them in 3rd and a mile.
Martez Manuel, this was before the season. This is our new rival. I hate that white and blue. You saw it at the end of the first quarter. Penalty went against Missouri, and the defense trying to respond. And they do! Back-to-back sacks! Tyron Hopper, shot out of a cannon, and after a call doesn't go your way, Dustin, that's how you respond.
This was a really nice twist between Isaiah McGuire and Tyron Hopper, number 9, number 8. McGuire comes inside, Hopper goes around, he makes the sack, but really it was both players that led to that sack right there.
That's 3rd sack that Will Levis has taken today. That takes a Kentucky bounce all the way inside the 5. So Missouri forced to start from their own 4-yard line as this game is heated up. We've already seen tempers flare at the end of the first quarter. Missouri fans love it. Their defense has delivered so far. So a shootout in the SEC there. Here it's all about the defense. Dustin Fox, Jay Alter with you. Missouri starts from their own 4-yard line. They go to the ground game. Cody Schrader pushing that pile. Check in with Lauren.
Guys, I'll tell you what, Baker down here is a fiery guy. He's over here sitting with his defense, and he looked at them at the top of his lungs screaming, continue to take their confidence. Keep your foot on them. Keep them believing that they can't win this football game. I love to see it. He's fired up, man.
There's no doubt. And we talked about that havoc rule, Lauren. The 25% havoc. You want to get TFLs. You want sacks, takeaways, PBUs. So far, they're on target. 5-19 plays have been havoc plays.
Let's go, Northwest.
Offense doing a really nice job just grinding it out, moving the sticks with Schrader.
Well, that's not good.
We're talking about the Missouri defense.
That's not
Baker,
going
those havoc stats you were just talking
it's
about.
Like windier than crap.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Total plays, 19, and 7 of them have been havoc.
Yeah, pretty impressive so far. If you do that, you're going to give yourself a chance to win the ball game. The other problem here is, though, Kentucky's defense is playing excellent football as well.
It's still the third defense in the SEC in terms of scoring defense, even after allowing 44 last week against Tennessee. You said it earlier, Dustin, points are going to be at a premium. We've already seen tempers flare. Obviously, this is a huge divisional rivalry game for these teams. It's really been one-sided. Kentucky's won 6 out of the last 7 meetings. You can just get the sense this means a lot to this Missouri team.
Oh, it does. And that last penalty on that sideline over there, I think that inspired the defense to come out on that next possession for those 3 havoc plays to get the football back for their offense.
And Kentucky at the Missouri 35 and had to punt it away from their own territory after back-to-back sacks. Now if you're Missouri, it's how do you capitalize on that? You have some momentum. Can your offense go 96 yards, take a lot of clock, and really shift the game in your direction? It all starts with converting a 3rd and 4 here. Tigers 0 for 3 on 3rd down today. Need to get to the 25 to keep the drive alive. Cook unloads a deep ball, double coverage, and a flag comes in. Took a shot to Dominic Lovett. Andrew Phillips in coverage, got tangled up.
Again, this happens so much in college football when the ball is underthrown. Phillips is in phase, but because the ball's underthrown to Lovett, he's forced to grab cloth, and it's an easy call for the official.
2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Personal foul, roughing the passer. 15, Kentucky. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, defense number 23. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Cook took a shot on that play as well.
And he stood in there.
Mark Stoops not happy about the 2 penalties against his defense on 3rd down. Here they are.
He stands in the pocket, and it's a shot to the head. That's Jordan Wright, 15, who gets a hand on Brady Cook's helmet, and so that draws the flag, and then Phillips just down the field. So again, 6 penalties so far early in the game. Costly one there for the Wildcats.
Here's Schrader, tripped up at the line of scrimmage. On that 3rd down, they went to Dominic Lovett, his first target today, and he's the game breaker for this Missouri team, one of the most electric players in the SEC.
You know, it's kind of funny. We were talking with Coach Drinkwitz yesterday. I said, earlier this year, you said he's the most explosive player in the SEC. He goes, how about one of the most explosive players? He goes, yeah, number 11 for the Volunteers. He's pretty darn good. As you see their numbers, obviously Hyatt has 14 touchdowns. That's what they would like to see more of here with Dominic Lovett in Missouri.
Play action. Cook. Pressure coming. He decides to step up, tuck and run, slides at the 40. And this will be a 3rd and 6.
Boy, Brady Cook must have eyes in the back of his head, because he's standing in the pocket, and there was a blitzer off the edge from Kentucky here. It's Phillips, 23. He nearly gets a sack fumble. Cook does a great job feeling that, steps up, just slides, picks up a few yards. Now 3rd and manageable.
Still yet to convert a 3rd down without the help of a penalty today. Kentucky has 6 on the line. Cook barking orders at his offensive line. Trying to move the chains, rolls right. Lost the football, got it back.
I don't think.
No, he couldn't. He couldn't hold it in. This is Kentucky ball. Jordan Wright. And Cook was untouched and coughed it up.
He was just trying to fake a pump fake down the field, and he just loses control of the ball. It's Jordan Wright who's there in the flat. He's the defender, 15, dropping out to the flat. And Cook doesn't know whether to run or does the pump fake. He just loses the ball, and Wright ends up with it. How about that?
It bounced right into Wright's chest.
I'd say he was in the right spot there, huh, Jay? Wow.
Yeah, and for
Took
Cook.
a funny bounce right into his lap. And now, again, this is a game where field position matters so much. Kentucky starting here in Missouri territory.
Best field position of the day for Will Levis and his Wildcats offense. Pulls it out of Rodriguez, slings it over the middle. Great catch. Josh Caddis, the freshman tight end. That'll move the chains.
Well, it's one of those RPOs where you have to make a decision, and Will Levis makes the right one. Somehow he's able to pull that out of the mesh point and deliver it, and he knows his tight end's going to get hit. Levis so far in the day already more yards than he had a week ago.
No interceptions as well, just a touchdown. Looking for another here. Great opportunity to cash in after the turnover. They go to Rodriguez, blown up, loss of 1. DJ Coleman was not fooled.
It's a big hit by Coleman, running down the sideline. That's a big man. 6'5", 263 is DJ Coleman. Transfer out of Jacksonville State. He had a big game last week against South Carolina. 2 TFLs and a sack.
Pitch out to Rodriguez. Turns the corner and then goes out of bounds before any contact. 3rd and manageable after a gain of 5. Missouri's defense has done a great job getting off the field in critical points. Another test here on a 3rd and 7. Levis throws, batted, incomplete. Excellent coverage. And Missouri forces a 4th and 7.
Chris Abrams-Drain, number 14, who was picked on a little bit earlier in the first quarter. You see 14 does a good job. This ball is thrown a little bit behind the receiver, and it's tipped up in the air by Abrams-Drain, working against Robinson.
Critical pass breakup.
It's a long kick.
Forces a 47-yard attempt. Ruffalo's already missed one today. Can redeem himself here from 47. Doesn't have enough, no good. He missed from 43 earlier. He misses from 47 now. Kentucky's left 6 points on the board with missed field goals. And Missouri still in this game. This defense, they'll bend, they won't break. Tigers football when we come back. I think there's going to be more scoring in that game than we've seen today. Points at a premium. Missouri's defense has done a great job forcing 2 long field goals. Kentucky's missed them both. Dustin, I'll put you on the spot. Who do you like today, Georgia or Tennessee?
I like Georgia at home, and they're more than a touchdown favorite, I believe, in that game, which is a little bit surprising. I think it'll be a close game, but I'll take the dogs.
E.J. Domookar is down on the field, the right guard, sophomore out of Allen, Texas. They ran it right behind him, and he stays down, being attended to by the medical staff. We'll step away midway through this second quarter. Dari keeps picking on poor Dustin's Buckeyes. They're laying an egg right now against Northwestern.
C.J. Stroud struggling early in that game. Opens the door for maybe Hendon Hooker tonight. This afternoon, I should say.
An opportunity to really become the Heisman favorite. How about Trevin Wallace? Nobody picked him up. Wraps up Brady Cook on a big sack, loss of 9.
Boy, Brad White said that Trevin Wallace, you'll see him 32, going to come around here on a blitz, might be the most physically gifted player on this entire defense. And you could see it. He's made multiple plays in this game. He's been playing since he was a true freshman last year.
Just had back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
TFL, then a sack. Losing your right guard doesn't help. Now a 3rd and 20.
It'll be 3rd and 15 now. J.J. Weaver, 13, jumps the gun.
Offside. Defense number 13. in the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Mentioned Missouri without their right guard, E.J. Domo-Ogar. Went to break with him down. You see no weight being put on that left foot. He's now back in the locker room getting attended to. So a weakened right side of that offensive line. 3rd and 15.
Another offside penalty.
Again. Jordan Wright this time. And Missouri, it was a 3rd and 20, now it's a 3rd and 10.
Offside, defense number 15 in the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Mark Stoops has been angry all afternoon. That won't help.
He is not a happy camper. They just had them backed up. They give back all of the yardage lost on those TFLs. Goodness. And now maybe an opportunity here for Brady Cook in this Missouri offense.
5 penalties, 2 missed field goals. Missouri's only 3 points came because of Missouri penalty as well. 3rd and 10, Cook goes short. Will be wrapped up, but 4 yards shy of that 1st down marker. Trevin Wallace again on the tackle. He's made every stop on this drive for Kentucky's defense.
And this guy is something special. Sophomore out of Georgia. He was a high school running back, a really good one. I said he's a freak athlete. He was a high school long jumper too, almost 24 feet.
Earlier this game, Jack Stonehouse had to kick into the wind. Now he's got the wind at his back. He sends a booming punt. Bounces at the 11, out of bounds. Tavion Robinson just watched it. 53-yard punt. Kentucky and Will Levis with the ball backed up when we come back.
2 yards. Ouch. All right, see you shortly.
If you love defense, this is the game for you. Dustin Fox, Jay Alter with you. Will Levis started this game with a touchdown drive, 71-yard drive. Since then, he's been shut out. Overthrows Tavion Robinson there.
As Takeo mentioned there, Levis approaching what he had last week against Tennessee for just 98 yards last week. And 3 interceptions, of course. And this is a defensive struggle. We thought this game was going to be like this, man. It is as advertised. Both defenses are legit.
Breaking free after some initial contact. First carry of the game for Lavelle Wright, and he turns it into positive yardage. Before that run, Kentucky had -1 rush yard. They get 6 there to set up a 3rd and 5. Quick tempo. Levis, Missouri sends 4, steps up in the pocket, unloads a deep ball into tight coverage, incomplete. Chris Abram drain all over Dane Key, and the Missouri defense continues to deliver.
Jay, you brought up a good stat, talking about the punts and this wind. Obviously, you're going to see great coverage here by Chris Abrams' drain on the outside. Nearly comes up with the interception. But I'll tell you what, with the wind in the face of Kentucky in this situation, they still may end up with the football in plus territory.
Yeah, we saw it with Missouri. Jack Stonehouse has 2 punts today. One 53 yards, one 23 yards. That's a 30-yard difference because the wind is blowing that hard here in Columbia. Colin Goodfellow tries to line drive it instead of hang it up there. It still doesn't travel very far. And Missouri will start in Kentucky territory after only a punt of 30 yards.
Yeah, you get the sense that field position and really playing the wind is going to be a big-time factor in this game, as Missouri here has the wind at their back.
This is your chance.
Well, and remember, you've got an excellent kicker who missed one going into the wind, then they move it up with the penalty, then he makes the kick. So again, never thought the wind would be this big of a factor, but with these 2 excellent defenses, it could loom large.
You'll have individual gusts up to 40 miles per hour, steadies at a consistent 22 miles per hour right now. Schrader trying to find the hole, tripped up for a gain of 3. Andrew Phillips on the stop. Tomorrow, playing for a championship right here on SEC Network. Number 2 South Carolina, number 1 Alabama, taking the pitch to decide who will be the SEC Women's Soccer Champion. That's 2 Eastern Time, also on the ESPN app. Both teams with all 3 timeouts, but 3:40 remaining in the second quarter. Great opportunity for Missouri. Their defensive kept them within touching distance of Kentucky in this first half. Now can they go in front?
Schrader, the ball
3rd and 2 upcoming. They go to Schrader again, back-to-back carries and back-to-back tackles by Andrew Phillips.
Yeah, just grinding out this clock here at the end of the first half, keeping it on the ground. I think you've got a couple plays here to get this first down.
Yeah, the analytics would say go for it.
Yeah, 0 of 5 so far in this game from Missouri, but a lot of those have been 3rd and long.
Right back to Schrader.
They're going to mark him
into
short.
A white and blue wall.
You got to go for this.
Have to. Analytics say anything 4th and 5 or better, you should keep your offense on the field. This is about, it's 4th and 5, but 4th and 5 inches.
Book says go. Eli says go. Going to keep the offense on the field. I would just get up and quarterback sneak this with Brady Cook. Officials allow time for substitution.
Eight in the box for Kentucky right now. 6 on the line. Play clock down to 3. But Missouri uses a timeout. They put in Tyler Macon at quarterback, the redshirt freshman. Let's step aside for 10 seconds. Seemed to be some confusion over on the Missouri sideline. 4th and half a yard. And usually, if you're an offensive player, wouldn't you just want to snap it quickly, get the defense unsettled? Instead, now the defense is time to really set up.
Well, and look, now they're going to put Brady Cook under center. I think this is clearly a quarterback sneak.
Should have done it from the beginning, though.
Absolutely.
Cook needs a foot. Trying to push that pile. I don't think he got there. Great penetration from Kentucky. Turnover on downs. Jordan Wright pulled Cook back. All he needed to do was get half a yard. And Jordan Wright and J.J. Weaver made sure that the sophomore did not get anything. I think he lost a yard here, Dustin.
What a job by that Kentucky Wildcat front. How do you not get half a yard? He's mad at his quarterback. He's letting him know. Come on. Got it. Remember, we're talking about an offensive line that does not have their starting right guard right now. Doma Ogar is out. So you've got a backup in there right guard and no push at all from that right side. I'm surprised he went off to the right side with the backup in there.
I just think missed opportunity. You have Kentucky unsettled. You use a timeout, you sub in a Wildcat quarterback. Just feels like a huge missed opportunity for Missouri, and Kentucky can capitalize. Chris Rodriguez, biggest rush of the day, 14 yards into Tigers territory.
Well, it just feels like at some point one of these teams, they're going to pop something on offense, a chunk play that's going to be a game breaker. Rodriguez, he's just a terrific runner, running through tackles.
Kentucky has all 3 timeouts. A little more than a minute 30 left in this first half. Rodriguez again That time can't break free. Tripped up right at the line of scrimmage by DJ Coleman. Now, how do you manage the clock and make sure you come away with points at the end of this first half, Dustin?
Well, I mean, listen, there's a minute 15 to go. You've got a quarterback who can get the ball down the field. Remember, the wind is in your face, so you've got to get this ball inside the 25-yard line at minimum to have an opportunity. And by the way, you may go to your other kicker because you're talking about your starting kickers missed 2 already.
Matt Ruffalo 0 for 2, both from 40 plus. Levis in trouble, down he goes. 4th sack of the afternoon for this Missouri defense. This one belongs to DJ Coleman and a timeout called.
Yeah, I like this decision to call timeout, put some pressure on this Kentucky offense. Boy, DJ Coleman is just a monster on this defense, forcing the pressure from the edge. And Darius Robinson finishes it off. Robinson just kind of hesitates on that rush. And as the pressure comes from the outside by Coleman, man. And again, the lack of mobility by Will Levis, you can see it. There's just nothing he can really do. He can't plant off that foot. It's kind of a statue in the pocket, so it's a really tough situation. And again, here, you know it's 3rd and long. If you're Kentucky, I'm just running the football and forcing Missouri to call their last timeout, punt it, pin them, get to halftime.
I think what confuses a lot of fans is we show you that Will Levis is the number 2 quarterback on Mel Kiper's big board, the number 4 player overall, and then you see plays like that and go, well, how can he take 4 sacks? He's playing injured. He has a very limited supporting cast. And now faced with a 3rd and 17. They are going to be conservative, but Rodriguez has daylight. On 17, he picked up about 13 or 14. And now you could actually think about going for it on 4th down.
I wouldn't if I'm Kentucky.
So what, Dustin, you predicted this, a conservative play call on 3rd and 17 ends up with a decision to be made, 4th and 4 upcoming. Missouri is out of timeouts. What does the book say?
It's right in that gray area where you could go for this, but I think you also have to consider the book isn't always watching the game, watching it unfold, right? This is a defensive struggle. It's a field position type of game. It's an old school battle. I think Kentucky needs to punt this ball, pin them. Mizzou has no timeouts left. Get this thing to halftime.
Mark Stoops' team really good on 4th down, though. Top 20 in FBS football, going for it on 4th down. They decide not to. Punt unit is out. Colin Goodfellow. And nobody is back for Missouri to receive this thing. Goodfellow trying to pin Missouri within their own 5. It bounces back, and he'll have to settle for the 6. Still a really good punt for Colin Goodfellow. And Missouri gonna have to go 94 yards in 36 seconds. Let's take a look at today's All-State Mayhem moments. Missouri's defense causing him, Dustin.
Yeah, Will Levis has had a struggle against this Tigers defense. They have wreaked havoc all afternoon. Obviously, Levis is limited. We've talked about that with mobility. 3 TFLs, 4 sacks, a couple pass breakups, and they're content just to take a knee here. I'll be curious if Kentucky, with 3 timeouts, decides to maybe take these timeouts and force Mizzou to punt. Yeah, why not? They're already down here inside the 10-yard line. Play a little cat and mouse game, or cat and tiger game. They will not.
And Mark Stoops content to go into the locker room with a 7-3 lead. The Missouri band set to perform. You can watch their live performance of Marching Mizzou on SEC Network Plus. Start streaming now on the ESPN app. Terrific crowd, points at a premium. It's all defense. Let's check in with Lawrence Sisler, who's with Missouri's head coach.
Coach, you said this would be an old-fashioned football game. How have you seen that play out so far in the first half?
Yeah, our defense is playing really well. Offensively, we got to get in a rhythm. We're making too many mistakes.
How do you create those opportunities to move the football for your offense?
Well, we got to go in there and figure out how to stop the blitz. We're giving up pressures on base down throws, so we got to figure it out.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Yep.
Hearing from Eli Drinkwitz, who this morning it was announced Missouri gave him a contract extension. He's now secure through 2027. Needs some points, though. The defense doing their job. Missouri trailing 7-3. An SEC East battle, a huge day for the conference. Let's get you to the studio with Darinoka. A huge day in the SEC, and it started with defense. Kentucky, a 7-3 lead over Missouri at halftime. Dustin Fox, Jay Alter with you. Points are at a premium. It's all about defense. Both teams a shutout in the second quarter. What's going to happen moving forward?
And I love defense. I play defense. This is my type of game, and it's as advertised. Both of these teams defensively have shut down offenses. It started out, though, with a nice drive by Kentucky's offense in Will Levis. They go right down the field, and Dane Key comes up with this touchdown reception from Levis, and you're thinking, okay, maybe they're going to respond after losing to Tennessee a week ago, and then, boy, both defenses just stepped up play after play after play. Missouri could not get anything going. They got it going defensively, though, in this first half. We'll find out here, Jay. Obviously, the wind has been a factor. Fourth downs have been a factor. Missouri has not converted a third down or a fourth down, I should say. 0 for 6 on third, 0 for 1 on fourth. That was a big one right there.
And yet, because of their defense, they only trail by 4. Kentucky missed 2 field goals in that first half. The Wildcats will start with the football. Barion Brown from his own 5. No room to run over on that far side of the field. A flag comes flying in at the 27-yard line.
During the return, holding number 21, receiving team. Penalties half the distance to the goal, first down.
Talking a lot about this Missouri defense, Dustin. Let's take a look at how every detail counts, brought to you by Pfizer.
Well, we talk a lot about that havoc on defense. They want to get 25% of their total plays to be havoc plays, right? TFL, sacks, takeaways, PBU. Out of the total plays, 9 of those out of 30 have been havoc.
Blake Baker, defensive coordinator for the Tigers, receiving a contract extension on Thursday. His defense has backed him up. Not on this play, though. Huge hole for Chris Rodriguez. He runs right through it. Biggest rush of the day, 25 yards, all the way into the Tigers secondary.
Jay, I'm telling you, it's only going to take one play for one of these offenses to cut it loose. That's a great run by Rodriguez. That guy's going to play on Sundays. There's no doubt about that.
So here we are talking defense, defense, defense. A shutout in the second quarter, and Kentucky rips off their biggest play of the afternoon to start this second half. Right back to Rodriguez, this time running left. No hole open for him, only goes for 3. And what a challenge it is for Rich Scangarello, offensive coordinator for Kentucky, to call an offense when you have such a talented quarterback in Will Levis, but he's not 100%, battling through a turf toe. His left shoulder is hindered. They've taken all the quarterback runs out of the playbook, and you can tell this offense is struggling with Levis not at full go.
Yeah, and we talked with Rich Scangarello this week, and he told us it's almost been like a tale of 2 seasons because of the injury to Will Levis.
Let's check in with Lauren down on the sideline.
Hey guys, yeah, talking to Coach Stoops coming out of the locker room, he knew this was going to be a tough-fought game, and it's been just that coming out. He said, we've really got to find a way to protect our quarterback. That's been the biggest key for them offensively. He says we've got to find more balance, and we've got to capitalize. Wasn't able to get those field goals. He said that's big, but we've got to come out here. It's a tough game, and we've got to empty the tank here in the second half.
Start, offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty, third down.
Mark Stoops won't like that.
No, he's been shaking his head all day at some of these penalties, and that's going to be huge for this Missouri defense, because now you're forcing Kentucky into a passing situation, and this is where Missouri can go with their prowler package. That 3 defensive linemen, 2 linebacker, 6 DB package where they create confusion at the line of scrimmage and can bring pressure from any direction.
Kentucky started the game 3 for 3 on 3rd down. Since then, 0 of their last 5. Levis steps up, throws well short of the first down. Jalen Carly's all over it. Wrapped up Dane Key. And Kentucky's offense fails to convert.
Missouri plays man coverage in that situation, and that's kind of a risky call on 3rd and long like that. A great job by Carly's running across the formation, staying in phase, makes the stop. Now the wind again in the face of Kentucky here on this punt.
Colin Goodfellow punting into the wind. Dangerous return man, Luther Burden, the 5-star freshman. Picks it up off the bounce.
Well, he called for a fair catch, so he can't advance it, even though he wanted to and probably would have ran for about 20 yards.
Always risky when you decide to field that, though, especially with the wind. You don't know what kind of bounce you're going to get off the turf.
Right, but again, Jay, that thing looks like it's going to keep going. It gets caught up in the wind as Burden's like, no, actually doesn't call for the fair catch. He's just saying get away from it. That's okay.
I didn't. Invalid. No, he was saying don't touch it, don't touch it.
Poison, stay away from the ball. Okay.
Well, that when you said fair catch, I go, he didn't call for it. He was saying get away, but officials blew it at the 25-yard line, and that's where Brady Cook in this Missouri offense will take over.
Oh, he's got a man. Oh, but pressure gets home.
Secondary was exposed, but the freshman, Dion Walker. Big time play. 6'6", 330. Just a true freshman. Huge stop.
You see number 0 in the middle, working here against Connor Tollison, the center. And 52, Justin Rogers as well gets in there. Brady had an open receiver, just not enough time. And I think it's going to be a false start on 52, Justin Rogers. He's going to jump. And it's going to give him 5 yards back.
Offside, defense number 52. In the neutral zone with contact. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
It's worth mentioning this Missouri offensive line continues to struggle without their starting right guard. E.J. Doma Ogar is out. Mitchell Walters is in. They've had all sorts of problems on the right side of that offensive line. 2nd and 11. Trying to get Lovett involved. He's been so quiet today. And that's a tackle for loss. Backed up, tried to turn the corner and just completely stuffed by Trevin Wallace, who's been terrific today for Kentucky.
Well, I'm so impressed with Brad White's defense, and certainly Wallace does a great job there. Everybody on a defense like this, when you stay in your gap, you play with leverage, and you force things back inside, good things happen. That's a great job. And also Andrew Phillips, the corner, set the edge.
Missouri 0 for 6 on 3rd down. Big reason why. It's been 3rd and long. Another one here. 3rd and 14. Cook hits the check down. Bannister breaks a tackle, but still short of the line to gain. Only got to the 31, needed to get to the 35, and that'll bring up another Missouri punt.
Here we go. It's just back and forth. This feels like who's going to have the field position with the football last. 4-point lead for Kentucky feels like 10 right now.
That's probably not talked enough about, but Mark Stoops' defense so stout since he's been at the head of the Wildcats. The wind continues to affect the punts today. Jack Stonehouse now with the wind behind him. In trouble here. He's going to take off and try and pick it up with his legs.
Close.
Stretching for the first down after a muffed punt. Jack Stonehouse improvised.
I think he might be short. It's very close.
They mark him a yard short.
He reaches for the pylon.
Kedron Smith
Line to gain.
came in to make the stop. Stoops is losing his mind over on the Kentucky sideline. He's been hot all afternoon.
Oh, that was just a kind of a muffed snap by Stonehouse, and then he makes the decision. He thinks he can get it. Goodness gracious.
I'm confused why Mark Stoops is upset, because this is Kentucky ball. Yeah, he's a yard short of that first down. It's Kentucky football. Why is Mark Stoops losing his mind?
Just dropped the punt.
And now, great opportunity for Will Levis in Kentucky. They started the Missouri 35. Rodriguez, tough to bring down, gain of 7.
Now, if you can get 5-6 yards a pop, you're going to be thrilled with that. Again, Coach Stoops is very fired up, and we don't know why.
I mean, his team got the football.
They just got the ball, turnover on downs in plus territory.
Felt like Stonehouse had an opportunity after he gathered the initial muffed snap that he could have cleared out, and like an Australian kicker kicked it on the run.
He had time for the rugby-style punt.
Yeah, he thought he could pick it up. Rodriguez battling forward, surges close to that first down marker.
He runs the football hard, doesn't he? I mean, this guy is legit 5'11", 225. Third and about 6 inches. Just give the football to 24.
Third and 1. Kentucky trying to cash in on a Missouri special teams error. Stuffed up at the line of scrimmage. Did Rodriguez gain a yard? I don't think he did. Isaiah McGuire with a huge third down stop.
Well, McGuire's the one that finishes him off, but give credit to the entire front, because they got low, they got the pressure and push.
They're going to move the chains, though.
My goodness, I thought he was
replay,
surely short of the line to gain.
Looking at that replay, it looked like Missouri stopped him short. Take another look.
I thought he was short.
Rodriguez.
Oh, he runs into DJ Coleman in a hurry. This guy's having himself a whale of a football game, Jay Alter.
Gobbled up again. Coleman continues to really anchor this Missouri defense.
Watch 7 on the end. He just going to come inside and eat this play alive. Sheds a block, makes a tackle. That's defense right there.
8 tackles, 2.5 for loss, and a sack as well. 2nd and 8. Will Levis in Kentucky looking for points. Right back to Rodriguez, cuts up at the 20. It falls forward to the 19. Chad Bailey on the stop, and another critical third down for a Kentucky offense that has not converted a third down since the first quarter. 0 of their last 6.
Will Kentucky put the football in the air? Missouri's been so good creating those sacks and tackles for loss.
5 straight runs on this drive. Levis this time does go to the air, throws, it's caught inside the 5, dragging all the way to the 1. Tavion Robinson, a huge third down conversion, and Kentucky knocking on the doorstep.
Now you'll see Robinson on the outside, and he's going to deliver this on the money. He takes a lick. He stands in the pocket. What poise by Will Levis to just stay in there, because look at the pressure. The pressure's coming. He knows he's going to take a shot, delivers it to Robinson on the outside. Now they've got 1st and goal. Nothing's easy here in this game. Nothing's easy against either one of these defenses.
Christian Williams stuffing the hole. Brings up 2nd and goal. Now, if Levis was fully healthy, This is his bread and butter. This is what he did at Penn State before he came to Kentucky. He went in on 2nd and goals, ran it into the end zone. They've taken quarterback runs out of the playbook because of the injuries that Levis has been dealing with.
Now, to me, this is 3 more attempts handing the football off to 24 Chris Rodriguez.
Levis keeps it.
Wide open.
Easy touchdown for Kentucky. Jordan Dingle left alone. Easiest touchdown throw of the season for Will Levis.
Miscommunication in the secondary between Jalen Carlisle and Martez Manuel. They're looking at each other saying, what's going on here after this play? Look in the backfield. Everybody, including myself, thought there was going to be a run to Chris Rodriguez, and Dingle's wide open in the flat. That's an easy pitch and catch.
So after Jack Stonehouse, the Missouri punter, dropped the snap, Kentucky capitalizes. 8-play, 34-yard drive. Took 4 minutes off the clock. The extra point is good, and Kentucky moves in front 14-3.
And that lead feels like a million points at this tenure in the ball game. The botched punt, the attempt to run for the first down by Stonehouse, turnover on downs. Kentucky gets it back, and now they're up 14-3.
For the first time today, the sun is starting to shine in Columbia, and it's shining right on Will Levis, Mel Kiper's number 4 player in the upcoming NFL draft, number 2 quarterback. He's injured. He's dealing with a turf toe, a shoulder injury on the left side of his shoulder, but he's grinding it out, Dustin, doing what he can. 2 passing touchdowns today.
Impressive, and that was a nice drive led by Will Levis, capping it off. And again, with all the defense we've seen by both teams, 11 points, that feels like I said, like 3 scores.
Missouri trailing by double digits with the ball when we come back. Football presented by Allstate. Will Levis in Kentucky up 14-3 on Missouri. Dustin Fox.
Jay, that last drive, when they got to the 1-yard line, I thought it was going to be all Rodriguez. Will Levis had other plans, Lauren Sisler.
Yeah, he had other plans. He walked off the field. He was looking at his teammates, and he had a smirk. He said, I wanted to throw a touchdown. And it's funny, the whole tune has changed down here. The emotion on the sideline for Kentucky. Levis over here, Bon Jovi, living on a prayer plane right now. He's doing the air guitar. So a little bit of a momentum swing here, if you will. And the sun's out. That helps, too.
Yeah, he's playing the guitar along to Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer. He's feeling it after that touchdown drive. And you know, what does it say about Will Levis? Opening touchdown drive, then 5 drives without points, and yet still finds the positivity through injuries, through struggles. An incredibly positive person, a great leader of this team.
No doubt. I think he's resilient. You know, he told us this week in our conference call, we asked him, like, what are you trying to accomplish here in the remaining games? He said, I just want to win. I don't care about the stats. I don't care about anything else. I'm not thinking ahead to next year or offseason. I just want to win.
Brady Cook had a wide open target and he missed him. Barrett Bannister had nobody even within 10 yards around him, and Cook misfires badly.
And Jay, with 5:22 to go here in the 3rd quarter, Bannister's wide open on this play. This has got to be a much better throw. That's just a miss. And remember, you're going with the wind here. So down 11, and now 0 for 7 on 3rd downs going into this big 3rd down.
Kentucky sends pressure. Cook in trouble, scrambles, throws on the run. Luther Burden goes up and gets it. 1st down, Missouri. They go to the 5-star freshman.
Burden settles down, and as he sees Brady Cook take off and scramble, he turns back upfield, working against Valentine, and this is all on Burden. What a catch.
Schrader blown up in the backfield, loss of 1. You started to mention it, Dustin. 5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Missouri is going with the wind. It's going to be even more difficult to come back in the 4th quarter when they're going against the wind. You need points on this drive.
They got to continue to try and take shots down the field. They have to. Their running attack has done nothing in this ball game.
Well, they
My goodness.
tried to get it to Love it, but well, it's bounced 5 yards short. You can see how frustrated the sophomore wide receiver is with his quarterback.
Brady Cook has just really been off in this game. I don't know if it's the pressure that he's feeling, but Lovett, who's one of the best receivers in the conference, one catch for negative yardage.
What can Eli Drinkwitz dial up on a 3rd and 11?
You got Burden up top in man coverage. Give him a shot. Take an opportunity here.
Cook looks that way, goes to Burden, one-on-one. Incomplete, no flags. Great coverage by Carrington Valentine, and he's letting everybody know it.
Yeah, the coach comes over to push him away. This is the matchup, though. When you see these opportunities, you have to take the shot. This is Valentine down the field. He gets his head turned around. That's just good coverage. And really that ball, he puts it out there, doesn't really give Burden an opportunity to go up and get it. There was a little bit of contact, not enough, in my opinion, to call pass interference.
We talked about Will Levis getting on Mel Kiper's big board that he released on Thursday. Carrington Valentine, the number 8 corner on Mel Kiper's big board. That usually good for a 2nd or 3rd round pick in the draft. Wrapped up just shy of the 20. That's where Will Levis and the offense will take over, leading by 11. Wow, back and forth they go at College Station here in Columbia on a day where Missouri announced a 2-year contract extension for Eli Drinkwitz. It's been all Will Levis and the Kentucky defense stealing the thunder. 14-3 lead. And the star quarterback back on the field. Rodriguez, tough, hard running. These yards have been hard to come by. Only gets 1 there, Dustin.
Give this Missouri defense a lot of credit. And look, I've been in these situations many times. When you're on a very good defense, you're doing your job. The offense struggling, not being able to put points on the board. It's a tough predicament, but Missouri keeps coming out drive after drive. I get the feeling here, Jay, if you want to get in this game, if you're the Tigers, you've got to create a turnover, maybe a defensive touchdown.
Quick hitter to the freshman Barion Brown. Hit immediately. Only a gain of 2, and that'll bring up 3rd and 7. Coming up after us right here on SEC Network, Arkansas and KJ Jefferson hosting Liberty, and then the nightcap, Spencer Rattler in South Carolina taking on Vanderbilt. This is a colossal day in the SEC. Football all day long on the SEC Network. Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU as well. 3rd and 7, Missouri. Backs against the wall. Can the defense deliver once more? Keeping them in the game so far. Levis, down he goes again. 5th sack of the day for the Tigers. That one belongs to Darius Robinson.
Darius Robinson just pushes the pocket and keeps the pressure coming. And really, this is just man on man. You see 6 right in the middle of your screen. He's going to rush up against the center, and nobody can get a hand on him. He is a big man inside. 6'5", 296. Are you kidding me? Negative play after negative play for this Tigers defense.
Colin Goodfellow punting from his own goal line. Dangerous 5-star freshman Luther Burden waits for it. Goodfellow kicking into the wind. Burden has to call for fair catch. Good punt of 39 yards going into that wind. Missouri's offense takes over at their own 48-yard line. I know we've still got a 4th quarter to play, Dustin, but it certainly does feel like it's now or never for this Missouri offense. As we remind you, Tuesday, 11:30 Eastern Time, race to Atlanta. You're going to get a great inside look, all access pass to the behind the scenes of Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama, LSU. You don't want to miss it this Tuesday, 11:30 on SEC Network and the ESPN app.
All right, 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Missouri with the wind at their back. Brady Cook put together a drive.
Clean pocket. Check down to Taj Butts. Gets into Kentucky territory before he's bounced out of bounds at the 43-yard line. De'Aaron Jackson comes over to make the stop. First down, move the chains. Can this Missouri offense get going at the end of the third quarter? Make it a one-possession game, headed to the fourth. Schrader, he has not fired much today. 16th carry, only 60 yards on the ground for the transfer from Truman State.
This Kentucky defense is really taking Dominic Lovett out of the game. He's the playmaker on this offense.
Only one reception, -3 yards. Cook in trouble. Hit as he throws. It's caught. Big play, Missouri inside the 20. Mekhi Miller's first catch of the day, and it goes for 26 into the red zone.
Boy, it doesn't always have to be pretty, right? Because there was nothing pretty about this throw. There was pressure, and Brady Cook's able just to, I don't even think this was the intended target. I think he was looking on the outside for the tight end, Tyler Stevens. But all of a sudden, Mekhi Miller comes up with the catch, his 4th of the season.
A wobbly ball.
You'll take it, though.
Landed in the freshman's hands. Running it on first down inside the 10, Luther Burden.
Luther Burden, the ball carrier. Gain of 7.
Gain of 7 brings up a 2nd and 3.
Well, they try to get one more playoff here before the end of the third quarter. Burden comes around the outside, picks up about 8 yards. But he is elusive.
2nd and 3.
Best opportunity that Missouri has had to score all afternoon long. They go to Schrader, pushing that pile. First down inside the 5. Luther Burden getting attended to down on the sideline. Wasn't in on that play. They're going fast, trying to set up one final play at the end of this third quarter. Can they get it off? No. So a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line to start the fourth quarter. Defense has been the story. A fun finish coming between Kentucky and Missouri. Start of the fourth quarter in an SEC East battle between Kentucky and Missouri. The Wildcats defense shut out Missouri in the 2nd and 3rd quarter. We told you, two teams that are statistically similar before the game. That's lived up. It'll look a lot closer if Missouri can punch this in. A 1st and goal from inside the 5 to start this fourth quarter. You've got to get into the end zone to stay in this game. Schrader stopped short. Pushing that pile. Cook says he's in, but marked down at the 1-yard line.
Very close, probably inside the 1-yard line. Schrader ends up falling on top of Xavier Delgado.
Luther Burden back into the game, 5-star freshman. Dangerous in the run game and in the pass game. Inches away from making it a 1-score game. Schrader trying to bulldoze his way in, not gonna get there. Trevin Wallace keeps Schrader out of the end zone. And now a 3rd and goal from the 1.
Wallace is just having himself a monster day. 32, 8 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. And how does he keep him out of the end zone there? Just incredible, incredible effort.
Up the middle again, into a white and blue wall. Missouri with 3 opportunities from inside the 5, 2 of those from the 1. can't get in, and now 4th and goal.
Well, there's no question you're going for this. The question is, do you try to go against that interior defensive line of Kentucky again? Remember last week against South Carolina, they ran that read option and Brady Cook kept it and ran it in.
Missouri has to punch this in. Cook keeps it, dives in, touchdown, Missouri!
Very similar to last week. I was just mentioning this before the play. This is what Cook can do. You only need a yard. Do you try to test that interior defensive front again? Great decision by Cook. He rides it, finds the end zone, and guess what? Game on, partner.
On a 4th and goal, gutsy take by the sophomore Brady Cook. Unfortunately for Missouri, after the play, Xavier Delgado, the senior left guard. Remember, they already lost an interior lineman earlier in this game. The right guard, E.J. Doma Ogar, has been out of this game, so you could be down 2 guards for this 4th quarter. We'll be right back. Converts on a 4th and goal, and now because of the injury timeout, they discussed things while we were at break, leaving the offense on the field for a 2-point attempt to try and make it a 3-point game. Cook fires, nobody home, incomplete, over the head of Barrett Bannister. Do you like that call to go for the 2-point attempt with more than 13 minutes left, Dustin?
Yeah, I think it's the right call, even though you didn't convert. I mean, the right idea, I should say, because you saw how difficult it was just to get a touchdown drive put together here. And you're thinking, man, our defense is playing great. Can we cut it to 3? Don't love that play call. Take a look at Valentine. Great coverage up top against Burden. He was never an option, though. They were looking to try and get that quick slant to Bannister all day, and it was just a bad throw.
And even if Kentucky does tack on a field goal, still a 1-possession game, you'd just be trailing by 8. First touchdown of the afternoon for Missouri comes on a 9-play, 52-yard drive. It took until 4th and goal, though. They had 3 opportunities before that from inside the 5 to punch it in. And they needed to score a touchdown there to stay in this game, and they get it. Squib kick, muffed. They just have to fall on it on the 24-yard line. Kobe Albert. Let's check in with the studio. Thanks, Dari. Jay Alter, Dustin Fox, Lauren Sisler with you. Terrific game. It's been dominated by defense. Kentucky leads at 14-9. Their offense is back on the field. Will Levis, who Mel Kiper says is the number 4 player in the country, on his big board.
It's a great job by Rakestraw here. Just plays his leverage, stays outside, forces it back in, and actually makes the tackle at the end of this play with a little help from Coleman.
Great opportunity for Levis and this Kentucky offense to really turn the page after they struggled last week against Tennessee. They've lost 3 of their last 4. Can they create some separation on this drive? Pressure coming. Levis, dangerous throw, incomplete. It was batted away by Rakestraw.
Back-to-back plays by Rakestraw here, and that was a dangerous throw as this was nearly intercepted on the outside by Ennis Rakestraw. Great tight coverage. Trying to get the freshman, Dane Key, who had the early touchdown, I should say, for Kentucky. Now this is where that Missouri Tigers defense, they pin their ears back. 3rd and long for Will Levis.
Whistle before the snap.
Timeout, Kentucky, the first of the half.
So Mark Stoops elects to burn his first timeout ahead of this 3rd and 11. It's a game that Stoops' team is, frankly, you feel like they've dominated it. They've left points on the board, 2 missed field goals. Defense has stood tall before that Missouri drive resulted in a touchdown, and now trying to extend this drive, add to their 5-point lead. Tonight, 10:30 Eastern time after South Carolina and Vanderbilt, SEC Network for football final. Darinoka and the guys will tell you everything you need to know in the SEC. This is the biggest Saturday that the conference has had this season. 2 top 10 games, battling for bowl eligibility as well, like Kentucky and Missouri. Just great action all up and down the SEC calendar today. Third and 11. Missouri trying to get off the field. Levis in trouble. Hit again. 3rd and 11, and they get pressure on the star quarterback, Will Levis. Trajan Jeffcoat. They force a Kentucky punt.
This is just all about the coverage in the back end. It's not bad protection. Coleman ends up kind of getting in there, but you watch the coverage in the back end. A really good job by Missouri. Carlisle comes out there, I think kind of closes that window on Brown, and Levis is forced to hold on to the football.
Whistle before the snap. Flag on the field.
Game. Kicking team number 94. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Penalties piling up for Kentucky. That's the 10th against the Wildcats today. Colin Goodfellow does have a 20-mile-an-hour wind with him. Luther Burden, the 5-star freshman, awaits it. Very talented, dangerous return man for Mizzou. Burden calls for the fair catch, and the Missouri offense will take over at their own 36-yard line. A touchdown would give them the lead. Tigers, Wildcats battling in the 4th.
Just an hour and a half away from Whitman Air Force Base. Mizzou donning the patriotic uniforms and helmet stickers honoring all military branches. Mizzou football has a veteran of their own. Running backs coach Curtis Looper served in the Army as an air traffic controller during Desert Storm and is what Coach Drinkwitz calls a steady person, man of character, and someone who brings such great insight and discipline to this football program. Thank you, Coach Looper, and all our military men and women for your service to this great nation.
So true, Lauren. You know, you're looking at some of the members of the Whitman Air Force Base. They were supposed to do a flyover pregame, but it was too cloud covered. So instead, they get to enjoy a football game like all of us. And we've got a great one here in the 4th quarter. Dustin Fox, Lauren Sisler, Jay Alter with you. A game dominated by defense, but now an opportunity for a Missouri offense that just scored their first touchdown of the day to start this 4th quarter to now perhaps go drive down the field and take the lead. Second and 11 for Brady Cook. Kentucky sends 4, steps up in the pocket, floats to Luther Burden. It's caught, spun down to the 30. Biggest play of the day for Missouri offensively. 35 yards to the 5-star freshman.
Burden making an impact. Really gets good protection here, steps up in the pocket, delivers it to Burden, the freshman. Phenom.
Cook taking another deep shot, just overthrows an open Dominique Lovett. If he laid that in, could have been a Missouri touchdown. Lovett was open.
You rarely get opportunities like this to get behind this Kentucky defense. Here we go back and look at the Burden reception. Then they come right back the following play and try to hit Lovett. He's open. down the right sideline. That's got to be delivered in the bucket. A miss by Cook.
Yeah, Lovett's usually the go-to guy, leading receiver for this team, but he's only got one grab for a loss of 3. Instead, they go right back to Burden. He's been the top target today. Loss of 1. Lauren?
Guys, and Luther Burden dealing with that high ankle sprain. Lovett as well. We didn't see Burden in that Florida game that we had earlier this season, but he's back to full speed. Coach Drinkwitz said it just puts this offense humming at a different clip when he's healthy alongside Lovett.
Well, and remember, they had the bye week here in between when we had him last against Florida, and they said that really helped Burden to get healthy.
He's not on the field for this 3rd and 12, though. And Missouri struggled on 3rd down today, just 1 of 10. Lovett's alone at the top. Instead, look at the other direction. It's caught right at the sticks for a Missouri 1st down. Barrett Bannister. They needed 12. They got 12. Move the chains.
Trying to get the football to your security blanket on a big 3rd down. Finds Bannister. Just gets to the stick. 1st down, huge conversion on a day, really, when this offense has been able to do relatively nothing on 3rd downs. That was huge.
They were shut out in the 2nd and 3rd quarters. Now plenty of life. Fake the pitch. Now they do go to the check down. Cook bailed out by Elijah Young. No gain. Trevin Wallace again on the stop. He's been everywhere for Kentucky.
I know the offenses have looked a little bit kind of clunky today, Jay, but I gotta say, both of these defenses have been so much fun to watch. That's the way you play defense. You fly to the football, you pursue, you get there with a bad attitude. I just love both of these squads and the way they play D.
Designed run. Here goes Cook. Spins at the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri. Brady Cook wants to go for 2 after the sophomore quarterback fires the Tigers in front.
And they will go for 2. I'm not so sure if that was a design quarterback run. It appeared as though Kentucky was going to bring pressure off the edge, and Mizzou wanted to run what looked like a little bit of a bubble screen. Defender takes the receiver to the flat. Cook takes off, and what a run by Brady Cook.
He has both of Missouri's touchdowns today. That one has given the Tigers the lead. Now the 2-point attempt. They went for that earlier in this quarter and failed. Can they convert here? They can! Toski Dove makes it a 3-point lead for Missouri. And Brady Cook is fired up.
You can just feel the building, the momentum start to shift towards Missouri here in this 4th quarter. Brady Cook looks off to his left, takes off up the middle, 2 missed tackles, very uncharacteristic of the Wildcats defense. Weaver and Wallace miss. Missouri on top.
Missouri struggled for 3 quarters offensively, but on back-to-back drives, Brady Cook delivers 2 rushing touchdowns to put the Tigers on top. And another squib kick. They've tried that 3 or 4 times today. It hasn't worked. All it's done is given Kentucky great field position. They'll have it at the 41. Let's check in with the studio.
All right, guys, thank you much. Just keeping you posted on what's going on in College Station. Anthony Richardson, look at this. Step up, avoid the rush, find the receiver, and Florida with a 10-point lead now on the road. Aggies in danger of a 5th straight loss. What is it?
Kentucky, who was ranked in the top 10 earlier this season, they're in jeopardy of sliding here too. This would be their 4th loss in 5 games. Will Levis and the Wildcats offense trying to change that. Play action. Levis Right on the money, finds the freshman Dane Key into Missouri territory. Great first play to start that drive.
They come right by Rakestraw. This was the first down. Look how wide open Key is. I mean, there is just too much cushion there on first down by Rakestraw, and Levis does take a shot.
First and 10 from the 39, running with Rodriguez, trying to keep it alive. Penalty. Horse collar. Rodriguez ran right through it. This will be a first down for Kentucky.
Boy, he takes a shot at the end of this play too by Darius Robinson as he's going out of bounds.
Chad Bailey on the tackle attempt got Rodriguez by the collar.
There is a conversation here.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense number 33. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. It's an automatic first down.
You'll see the horse collar by Bailey come in here right there, and watch the hit he takes out of bounds. Or as he's going out of bounds, I should say, by Robinson.
We've praised Missouri's defense all afternoon long. Might have been a late hit, too, even after the horse collar.
Very, very close, yes.
Now Missouri's defense, with their backs against the wall, they've allowed 37 yards on 2 plays. Kentucky knocking on the red zone, trailing by 3. Levis backpedaling, finds Barion Brown. Daylight in front of him, turns the corner. There's a flag at the 10-yard line.
Touchdown, Wildcats. Penalty flag.
This is coming back. It would be a Kentucky touchdown, instead holding against the Wildcats.
And you've got DeKel Crowdis down, the wide receiver.
Holding, offense number 3. Replay first down.
It's Crowdis on the outside. He's going to get Rakestraw. As Rakestraw is trying just to get off the block and turn. That turn allows the official to see the jersey. I think he might have been out at the 1-yard line either way, but that's going to come back. That's a huge penalty in a break for Mizzou.
Uncharacteristic of the Missouri defense we've seen the last 5 weeks in SEC play. Usually this team, they'll bend, but they won't break. Kentucky, they're having their way on this drive, even with the holding penalty. Still have a great chance to score.
Again, they're under their average. They give up 21 points a game, holding this Kentucky team to 14 to this point. Still a win. Question is, can Kentucky, if they don't find the end zone, can they make a field goal?
Now they're 0 for 2 today, so Big Blue Nation, they want to punch this in. They don't want to leave it to a field goal attempt to tie. Big Blue Nation also fired up for college basketball coming your way Monday night. We've got a doubleheader for you right here on the SEC Network. And of course, the Kentucky men get things started 6:30 Eastern time against Howard, and then Dawn Staley and #1 South Carolina women taking on East Tennessee State. 2nd and 10. Kentucky right outside the red zone. Can Will Levis of the Wildcats go in front midway through the 4th? Timeout. Levis did not like what he saw out there. Oh, it's their second. We'll correct Steve Marlowe, our official there. Mark Stoops called. Oh, no, it's Missouri who took the timeout.
Yeah, defensive timeout there, yeah.
Thought it was Levis who didn't like what he saw out there. Instead, it's the Tigers that called the timeout. So Kentucky, Missouri, 2 timeouts remaining. Let's take a look at Will Levis's day, Dustin. What do you think?
I think when he's given time, he's been impressive. The one thing that he's not been able to do is again, move outside the pocket. No design quarterback runs. But you see, again, delivering the football with accuracy. He's got a great arm. He's physical. Every NFL scout I talked to this week, and I talked to a few, said what you saw last week is not Will Levis. And that tape is getting burnt by every NFL scout because this guy is very similar to Josh Allen in the way that they are mobile. They've got a dynamic skill set.
Right back to Rodriguez. Surging forward, the ball popped out. Missouri's got the football. Ennis Rakestraw has it for Missouri. Chris Rodriguez trying to gain a couple of extra yards through contact. Lost the football.
Field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Missouri.
Wow, what a turn of events. You just had a touchdown that was called back for a hold. And just like that, a turnover. We'll double check.
Is the elbow down before that ball comes out? I think it is.
Yeah, I think the elbow is down. They will definitely be looking at this one.
Here's your best look right here. Ground causes the fumble, elbow is down.
Is the ball secure as he's going to the ground?
Or is it starting to move?
That was my question. Is the ball starting to move?
That last angle showed it a little bit.
And because it's called a fumble on the field,
this is a really tough call.
This is a huge call. This call could determine the ball game.
It's worth restating that the call on the field was a fumble. So if you get into one of these situations where it's too tough to tell, the fumble will stand.
Ooh, that very close. That's very, very close.
Our replay officials taking a long time with this one, and for good reason. This is such a tough call.
Yeah, it's a big call in the game. There's no doubt about that. Again, if that ball was not moving, it's coming back.
Absolutely, but we've taken 10, 15 looks at it and still can't discern what it's going to be.
Yeah, they're writing down numbers, Jay. I think this is going to be overturned. And it's going to be back in the hands of Will Levis in this Wildcat offense.
The ruling on the field was a fumble. What we've been trying to figure out during these replays was that ball moving before the elbow's down? I don't think it's moving enough. I think the ground causes the fumble.
Once that elbow hits the ground, that's when the ball pops out. I think from that look, you can tell it clearly was the ground that caused the fumble. Well, taking a very long time.
Now we'll get our call.
After further review, there is no fumble. The ball carrier's left elbow was on the ground before losing possession. It'll be third down at the 17-yard line.
So a 3rd and 6, and Kentucky's offense stays on the field after the fumble is reversed.
Boy, what a wild sequence of events. And just like that, Will Levis has another opportunity here to get the Cats back on top.
Missouri sends 4. Levis.
Oh, it's coming back. Jeremy Flax, the right tackle, jumped early.
Before the snap, false start, 77 offense. Excuse me, 79, 5-yard penalty, third down.
11 Kentucky penalties today. They have started to pile up.
Yeah, he said 79. It was 77. Jeremy Flax, you can see the right tackle jumped early.
So a 3rd and 6 becomes 3rd and 11. You're still in field goal range, but your kicker, Matt Ruffalo, is 0 for 2 on the day. Levis, clean pocket, puts it right on the money. Diving, touchdown, Dane Key. And Kentucky takes the lead. On a 3rd and 11, they trust the arm of Will Levis, and he delivers to the freshman Dane Key.
Coleman on the outside slips as he's trying to rush, and it allows Levis more time, and a missed tackle by the safety, Joseph Charleston. Key gets off the coverage. Again, it's Chris Abrams' drain, but Charleston misses the tackle, and what an effort by the freshman Dane Key. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and what a response by the Kentucky Wildcats.
Ruffalo knocks through the extra point. After a reversed fumble kept Kentucky's offense on the field, Will Levis doing Will Levis things. Kentucky's got the lead. For the first 3 quarters of this game, it was all about the defense, but in this 4th quarter, the offenses have sprung to life. Will Levis finding Dane Key to put Kentucky on top 21-17. A little more than 5 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Dustin Fox, Lawrence Sisler, Jay Alter with you. Good news for Missouri is they're playing their best offense of the game at the right time. They'll get the ball back with an opportunity to answer Kentucky's touchdown drive. First 9 drives of this game, they really struggled. Only 3 points to show for it. Under 100 yards combined. Last 2 drives, 16 plays, 116 yards, 14 points. Dustin Fox, how do they keep it going?
Well, the one thing that picked up there in the last couple of drives, I think it's Cook's ability with his legs. Really, I mean, his ability to have those 2 touchdown runs. To me, with the wind in your face, I think you're going to need to see more of that.
Cook escapes the pressure, rolling right, points to Lovett. Big hit at the 50. Flag thrown. Lovett stays down.
Boy, Lovett goes out of bounds and comes back in. That would have been illegal touching.
Tyrell Agin in coverage for Kentucky.
took a shot at the end of this play.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal touching, number 7 offense. It was the first, went out of bounds, it was the first player to touch the ball. We also have personal foul, targeting, number 6 for Kentucky. The previous play is under further review.
Tyrell Agent, that hit getting reviewed for targeting right now. Targeting was the call on the field. Take another look.
Remember, he is a defenseless player at this point in time, so we're not really looking. It's not the crown of the helmet. If there's a launch towards that head or neck area on a defenseless player, it's targeting. That's close.
There is a clear launch.
Yeah, but I think it's to his shoulder. I'm definitely going to want to take a look at this.
You are right about the shoulder.
I think it
goes right into shoulder to shoulder.
Shoulder to shoulder. I mean, it was a violent hit. There's no doubt about that.
Two critical reviews in this fourth quarter, both
Yeah.
extremely tough calls. The first was the fumble that was reversed, kept Kentucky on the field to score that touchdown. Now targeting getting reviewed.
Remember, there was a penalty for illegal touching on Lovett as he went out of bounds on his own, comes back in, first man to touch the ball. That's illegal. So if the targeting would stand, it would be offsetting penalties, but the player would still be ejected. In case you need a refresher course on the targeting rules.
Dangerous hit involving launch, upward thrust, or severe strike.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting. The hit was to the shoulder of the receiver. The penalty for the illegal touching is a loss of down at the previous spot. The second down.
Yeah, Dustin, so you end up being correct on this one. Shoulder to shoulder. It was a vicious hit, but it's not targeting.
Yeah, I just think in real time when we see those types of hits now in our game, you immediately think it's going to be a targeting call. When you go back and look at it, it was violent, but it was shoulder on shoulder.
So after all that, a 2nd and 10. Brady Cook to the Missouri offense operating from their own 25, trailing by 4. Pressure coming in. Cook escapes, gets rid of it. Incomplete. Tried to check down to Cody Schrader, and Schrader just couldn't come up with it.
May have been better he did drop it because he was short of the line of scrimmage, and he was going to probably backpedal out of bounds for a loss. And it conserves some clock.
5:05 remaining. Missouri with 2 timeouts.
We were very close to being an offsides penalty.
And anxious Trayvon Ripka. 3rd and 10. Check down to Schrader. That's not going to do it. You needed 10. Only got 2. Missouri fans don't like that conservative play call on third down. Punt unit comes out, and now you're relying on your defense to get yet another stop.
You can say it's conservative, but I give credit to the Wildcats. I mean, the way they play their defense, they're excellent in coverage. There's nobody wide open down the field, and so all Cook can do is check it down.
Jack Stonehouse punting into the wind. Tavion Robinson, the dangerous return man, waits for it for Kentucky. Went down low to catch that. Takes it just past the 35. So if you're Will Levis and the Wildcats, an opportunity to add to this 4-point lead. Coming up later on SEC Network right after us, Liberty and Arkansas. That's going to be a great game. 4 p.m. Eastern time, and then South Carolina, Vanderbilt, your nightcap. SEC Saturday night, presented by T-Mobile. Liberty having a terrific season. Arkansas battling towards bowl eligibility with KJ Jefferson. A colossal day in the SEC. 2 top 10 matchups as well. This one's coming down to the wire in Columbia. Tigers defense has stood tall all afternoon long, but they allow a gain of 6 to Chris Rodriguez there.
And this is where that Missouri defense, who has played well most of this ball game, they need to come up with a stop. Only 2 timeouts remain for Mizzou. You can see the Wildcats in no hurry, huddling. They're going to run all of this play clock.
With that carry, Rodriguez goes over 100 yards on the game. He's done his best running in the 4th quarter. They go right back to him. Cuts, gain of 1, brings up 3rd and 3.
So 3rd and about 3. How conservative does Kentucky want to be?
Do you keep this on the ground?
I do. They've had success with Rodriguez in situations like this, and heck, if you get close to that line to gain, do you consider going for it to try and win the ball game?
105 yards for Chris Rodriguez. Needs 3 more to keep the Kentucky drive alive. They go to him, and he's stuffed. Driven backwards, Missouri's defense delivers again. Darius Robinson was the first there.
Yeah, it was. What a play on the inside. Going to get some push by the defensive tackle, Williams, and then coming in to finish it off, Darius Robinson. Darius Robinson, 6, just blows this thing up. Taking on a double team, are you kidding me? This guy has had himself a whale of a football game.
Yeah, he's been destructive all day. Every time Missouri has needed their defense in critical spots, not just today, all season long, they seem to deliver. And now Kentucky, after the Missouri time remaining, for football with 2:34 left to the ball game.
The SEC game.
Luther Burden awaiting. It's way over the head of Goodfellow. 5 gets rid of it. Somehow punted it away. There's a flag down all the way back on the 2-yard line because Missouri drilled Goodfellow as he punted it away. What an effort from the 5th-year senior to get back to that football after the snap went crazy.
Wow.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. 22. receiving team. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Automatic first down for roughing the kicker. Eli Drinkwitz cannot believe it.
I can't believe it. I'm in shock.
It was Will Norris who was breathing down the neck of Goodfellow. Goodfellow had the awareness to pick up the football and try and punt this thing. And Norris roughs him.
Well, Norris is just thinking he's tackling a ball carrier at that point in time. I don't know how Goodfellow has the awareness to get that ball off.
Wow. Talk about improvisation.
Yeah, that's
he didn't
amazing.
have a chance on that snap. It
Amazing.
was yards wide. He tracks it down, even to pick up the football, let alone turn around and actually get it away. Still being attended to. He goes into the shadows, and he picks that up so quickly, turns and punts it. That is an incredible job by Colin Goodfellow on a busted play.
There's so many opportunities here for Missouri.
Even though the ball goes over his head, Goodfellow, because he's in the tackle box, is still a kicker. And Norris drilled him as he was punting away that football.
The tackle there would be 32. That's Trevin Wallace, and he's still in the tackle box. So that is the correct call. I get the frustration. And the ball was not blocked or tipped.
Right.
So he still has the right to get the kick away. And you feel for Goodfellow, but he made the play of the game. He won the game for that.
And I don't know if the people watching at home realize what a difficult play that is to make. Full speed to track the ball down, scoop it up, turn around, and punt it all in one motion.
Obviously, there's still time left, but I mean, the fact that Missouri had to burn a timeout there, and with 2:25 to go, Kentucky's one first down away from sealing this victory.
They'll go to Rodriguez. Hard running for 2 yards. The fans continue to let the officials hear it. For Missouri, as they take their final timeout, this is just more of the same. Tough losses in SEC play. It started with Auburn. It doesn't get any closer than that.
An inch away from a victory in overtime against Auburn.
And then the next week against Georgia, they're up in that game 22-7, and they can't hang on. Goal line stand after goal line stand. Finally, Georgia punches it in to win that game 26-22. Outscored 14-3 in the fourth quarter. And it looks like another case of just a bizarre play late in the fourth quarter. I mean, if you're a Missouri fan, you're thinking, we're getting this ball at the 2-yard line. And instead, Colin Goodfellow picks it up, turns around, punts it away. And
the roller coaster of emotions, really in just the last 5 minutes of real time. You go from thinking you've got life, you're going to get great field position, you may have to get the ball first and goal.
Missouri out of timeouts. They cannot stop this clock, so a Kentucky first down wins the Wildcats the ball game. Rodriguez falls forward for a gain of 1.
So the clock continues to run. But in the meantime, let's go inside the foxhole. We put tough physical players in the foxhole, somebody you want in there with you, and it's Will Levis today. This guy has fought through sack after sack. 6 sacks on the day he suffered, but guess what? He has been absolutely resilient. 3 touchdown passes on the day, 12 for 18 for 160 yards. He's got a banged up foot, a banged up shoulder, and he's a minute 40 seconds away from another victory.
Rodriguez on 3rd and 7, churning those legs forward, gains 5.
I think you go for this.
4th and 2. Yeah.
Well, your punter is out of the game now.
And if you pick this up, you win the game.
You're 2 yards away from victory.
So Will Levis in the foxhole today. He told us on our call this week, I just want to win.
Just wants to win.
I don't care about the numbers. I just want to win. They've lost 3 of their last 4, and they keep Will Levis and the Wildcats offense on the field. 4th and 2, a first down wins it for Kentucky.
And they're just going to try to draw him off sides.
So timeout.
Before the delay of game, timeout, Kentucky.
Taken by
Second of the
Kentucky.
half. 30-second timeout.
I think leaving the offense on the field is the right call here.
I do too. I mean, again, you're only 2 yards away from victory. Do you want to give the football back to Missouri with an opportunity? I know it will be about 40 seconds, less than 40 seconds most likely. But it's only a 4-point game.
Now Eli Drinkwitz.
And remember, you don't have your starting punter just left on a gurney.
And your long snapper just sent it about 40 yards over the punter's head.
Hey, maybe you consider Will Levis just letting him pooch it.
Well, Will Levis's helmet is off.
Now they bring in the backup punter.
This is Wilson Berry. This will be his first punt of the season. Again, the long snapper, Cade DeGraw, just sent it about 10 yards over the head of Colin Goodfellow. Missouri thought they were going to get the ball at their own 2-yard line. Movement before the snap.
And Clay Perry's in there to snap this one.
False start, offense number 11. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So that could be strategic, right? You give your punter some more room here on the punt.
Looks like there was maybe there's some movement by Missouri.
And Childress, number 11 there,
Yep.
jumped. So backup punter for Kentucky. It's a clean snap. Fielded by Luther Burden, trying to be a hero and instead shoved out of bounds. So no timeouts, 38 seconds left, and you've struggled to move the football through the air all afternoon long. What do you dial up?
Number 3 and number 7. Period. You know you got to throw the football, and those guys are the 2 most dynamic players on this team. If you need somebody to make a play, that's where you're going for football. And you got to have chunk plays. No timeouts remain.
Cook hit as he throws, fires a deep ball, jump ball, incomplete. Looking for Dominique Lovett. Actually, that was Toski Dove. Tall target at 6'2".
And Cook just nearly avoids the sack and throws it into double coverage.
Triple.
Triple coverage, maybe quadruple coverage.
Yeah.
Options are limited here with 30 seconds to go.
Cook in trouble again. He's been pressured all afternoon long.
It's going to be a holding
Leaves
penalty.
a
It's going to
deep
bring it
ball.
back.
Burden somehow makes the catch.
It's coming back,
But it
though.
is coming back. And he got a foot in. Wow, I thought he caught it. I didn't know that he got a foot down, too. Heartbreaking for Burden. What an individual effort from him, but there's a hold in the end
Holding,
zone.
offense number 75. At the distance to the goal. Second down.
Mitchell Walters, the backup right guard, negates a 34-yard completion that actually would have given Missouri a chance at the end of this football game.
No doubt it would have been out near midfield.
At the 48-yard line, and instead they're backed up to about the 7. Kentucky still sends 4. Cook slings it, but it's inbounds. Clock will continue to run.
They're going to have one play left, Jay. Yeah, they got to go.
Well, instead,
Okay, so now it's 4th down with 2 seconds to go. Hook and ladder time.
a spike with 2 seconds. And you draw up, hook and ladder, laterals.
Yeah, there's going to be about 10 laterals on this play.
Two seconds to 4 seconds doesn't do much for you on 4th and 6, trailing by 4. This will be the final play of the ball game. And here we go, lateral palooza. Missouri looking for a miracle, and instead it's picked off. Tried the crossfield pass. J.J. Weaver seals a Kentucky victory. Goes down as a fumble because the ball was a backwards throw, and Mark Stoops and the Wildcats survive. A tough road win in Columbia. Kentucky's won 7 out of the last 8 meetings in this rivalry now.
Well, it lived up to what we thought it was going to be. A very close game. Defense has played extremely well. It's unfortunate it came down to some controversial calls, I should say, there at the end. Kentucky now bowl eligible for the 7th straight season.
Will Levis, 3 passing touchdowns. Huge bounce back for this Kentucky team to go on the road after you're battered and bruised against Tennessee a week ago. Missouri gave them everything they could handle, and they escape with the win.
Hey, that guy is tough as nails. Will Levis, of course, with the 3 touchdown passes on the day. A fun game to call, partner. Missouri, how many close losses can they have?
Well, think about this. They have held every SEC opponent they've played to 26 points or under. Georgia, the lone team to score 26.
Yeah, they just got to find more consistency on offense.
Let's check in with Lauren Sisler, who's down on the field with the winning head coach.
Coach, you knew coming into this was going to be a tough physical football game. How proud are you of this football team and how they bounced back, especially after that tough loss a week ago?
Yeah, very, very proud of the team. We knew we had obviously a tough loss a week ago. Coming on the road, Coach Drink got these guys playing exceptionally hard. Very physical football team. We knew it would be a defensive battle, both sides, and feel very fortunate to come out with the win.
It's November. Your guys are banged up, but you kept telling them you've got to empty the tank. How did you see them respond, especially in the second half?
Well, they did that. You know, we found a way, somehow, some way, together, you know, with all sides contributing. And, you know, again, we're fortunate. We got to regroup, get better. We got a lot of things to go home and work on. It's obviously a lot better after a victory.
A lot of defense there in the first 3 quarters. How did you see the offense really respond and put it away there in the fourth?
When they had to, we really had some good drives. And we knew, you know, with a guy like Will, you know, they were doing a tremendous job of getting pressure. We have to continue to improve and trying to protect them. But we started, you know, throwing the ball and mixing it up on him, and he hit some, you know, some passes on 1st, 2nd down, and that really helped us.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Mark Stoops and Will Levis, they'll leave Columbia with a win, bowl eligible for a 7th straight season. And the play of the game, Dustin, is a botched punt.
Well, the punter has such great awareness, Colin Goodfellow, to pick up the ball. Remember, he was still inside the tackle box. The rule is if you're in the tackle box, you're allowed to still kick the ball, and you're still treated as a kicker at the time. And again, they get the roughing the kicker call that basically cost them the game.
Missouri, their defense kept them in the game. Not enough to win it, though. Another heartbreaking loss in SEC play for Missouri. Kentucky shakes off that Tennessee loss and picks up a road win to earn bowl eligibility. What a start to SEC Saturday. Dustin Fox, Lauren Sisler, Jay Alder saying so long. Let's get you back into the studio all caught up with SEC Now.